I have to say, I very much regret at this moment that I chose to set my book in 8.5 type. But there is a solution. Would you like this? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to read one piece from a section in Barney Pindar called 6 Parts. This is the 4th part, and this is called The Sheet. Pollux Dithyram wakes from a sleep that is not his own. The person who once led him to this place, showed him how to occupy it, is gone. The room is dark and foreign. It is nearly impossible to distinguish up from down. He looks at the illuminated hands of the clock on the nightstand. One of them is pointing to 1, and one of them is pointing to 3. Neither of them move. He doesn't know if this means something because he has no idea how to tell time. If he didn't always forget everything they told him, they might have taught him how to tell time. They might have told him the time. But no one is still with him to tell him. If he didn't always forget everything they told him, someone might still be with him. Someone who could tell him things, such things as how to go about making the hands of the clock move. When exactly did the night start? When finally will it stop? When finally the night does stop, what will take its place? And whose sleep is he sleeping? Voices come through the wall behind his head. The smell of an electrical fire permeates the room. He lifts his weightless flesh from his bed of nails, feels the air intrude upon him, penetrate skin, bore into lungs. He has no idea how to prevent it. The moon has gone behind the buildings. The snow is blue in the streets. The houses have been torn apart and lay in charred heaps. He has seen the winking red lights of a distant airplane in the dusk. He has seen the clouds shape-shifting through the treetops. He has felt the touch of those lips. He has held the empty cup in his hand. He has seen the chalked outline in the hall. He doesn't know whose name he has been using. The mirrors are lying to him. The words they whisper in his ear are meant for someone else. Yet, he has learnt every familial trait, every nuance of character, every mannerism, be it appropriate or inappropriate. He has learnt to sign his name with his right hand. He has altered the pitch of his speaking voice. He has modified his diet to include more starch. He has been diminished by the touch of others. He has studied the movement of his left hand, his right hand, when he's speaking. He has spent a lifetime perfecting every little trick shown him. Yet, he has failed to insinuate himself into these places. His tread upon the floorboards raises no sound. People whose faces he forgot long ago line the eviscerated streets. They recite their offenses through public address systems. They drink from contaminated bottles and weep into handkerchiefs. They fall to their knees and beg for God to strike them dead. God doesn't do it. He watches a man and a woman circle each other in the snow. Sugar cackles in their punctured veins. Ice forms on the soles of their boots. Their lips are white, their teeth are bared, their mouths are red and silent. The dream in his wrists is of deep water. "What are you doing?" his wife says to him. "Come to bed, it's late." He lies down beside her, feels the air flow out of him, recoil from skin, abandon lungs. He has no idea how to accelerate it. He looks at the illuminated hands of the clock on the nightstand. One of them is pointing to 4, and one of them is pointing to 3. Her skin is hot to the touch. He prays he will not hear those footsteps coming down the hall like those he heard once. Get under the sheet, she says to him. And I'm going to read one. Well, wow! Right back into it. Thank you. I'm going to read one poem here from Impartial, a collection of poetry, and then I'm going to perform a special piece that comes from the back of the book. And it involves a multimedia spectacular, and I will need a volunteer. So stand by. Acts unfinish me as I end them. Our vision incompletes us. It's how we see our way clear, but that's my due. They made me only part way. They meant me by half. They gave up, moved on, they weren't done. I wasn't but a clot, yet not act, not felt. Feet too limp to prop me up. Hands too small to cup a sip. No piss in me. Child of unscribed song. Weed of unhoed plot. It's love I'm undue from. It's love we're undue of. One petal, undo itself. Myself, undo forever. They put that spout in. We sprout. You can't shut us up. Prop our traps wider. It pours in. It pours out. They bandage you. It seeps up. Stay a cut. Blow a salve in. Flay a bud. They fuck until it hurts. When's that? They act me out. Thank you. Okay, so now I do need a volunteer, somebody who'd be willing to stand up here. Who's drunkest among you? Is there anybody? Yeah, you come right up here. Yeah, you look fairly tipsy, good. Okay, I'm going to ask you to hold something up in the air. Don't reveal it to the audience until you're ready. See it start to stand up. Don't reveal that yet. You just turn it around and hold it up so the audience can see it. So this is from a piece in the back of the book. Christ, I have to say the title. This is a poem sequence based on some monoprints by David Harding, who is right here in the front row this evening. David Harding, ladies and gentlemen, a real artist right here. This is a poem sequence I did about 10 years ago. It's called FHSP, MAGDBWSRABCDEP. And I'm just going to read the first poem sequence. Tomorrow at around this time, YouTube will have a video by me and illuminated audio, as they call them, that will have the entire poem sequence up. And I do have some cards on me advertising where you can see illuminated audios by me and also where you can get the books from Blurb. So I'm just going to read the first part, FHS. And with the assistance of my lovely and talented volunteer here, would you be so good as to reveal the artwork to the audience now? Full of have, he'll have, he'd, flood of said, did, had spoken this have, had done this have, had this, heard in this fellow haven, finial hole, figure heaped here fails me, fails to have me, has failed me, is failing me. The sun, not heard from here. The stars, not seen from here. Heard, heard in this field. I fled to here, I have fallen here. False heard, false fold have, seers have failed. Thank you. Thank you very much.